I'm so glad I get to see your face. Welcome everybody to Stay at Home Place. Don't you have something to do right now?
Nope.
Maybe you could go play in your room?
Nope. Tell me a story.
A story. I don't know much about stories. Let's see what I can do. Long ago, in a place very much like this one, there lived 3 llamas. They were the llamas Fluff. There was small llama Fluff, medium llama Fluff, and grand llama Fluff. They lived in a beautiful field. Nearby, but not too nearby, there lived an irascible goat.
Not irascible, or cranky, or grumpy. That is stereotyping, and I don't think it helps any of us understand each other.
There lived a pedantic goat.
Yes. Pedantic means overly disposed to instruction, so yes.
The goat had a reputation for being both nosy and pushy. And he had very pointy horns. The 3 llamas Fluff usually avoided the goat, and sometimes they would tell each other stories about the goat, but they were very careful never to tell the stories to the goat, because the stories were not kind. Whenever the llamas were talking and the goat came by, the llamas would all get very silent, which was a trick, because the llamas didn't make much noise anyway.
Let's go. They are up to something. They must be, because they stopped talking as soon as I got here. The goat, it's just standing there. Will he ram us with our horns?
Don't move and he won't charge.
That's for bulls. And I think only in cartoons. Maybe we should run away.
The llamas agree and run away.
I want to know what they were talking about. Maybe they left some clues behind.
The goat walks over to the piles of grass the llamas were standing near.
I don't see anything here but grass. 3 piles of grass.
The goat lowers his head and scatters the biggest pile.
Nothing in there.
The goat lowered his head and scattered the middle pile.
Nothing in there.
The last pile was too small to hide anything, so the goat ate it.
Surely there must be something else hidden in here.
The goat saw the llama's water buckets. There were 3 of them. The first bucket was very big, grand even. The goat tried to look inside, but couldn't reach the top.
There is too much water in this bucket. I will let some out.
The goat rammed the water bucket and poked 2 holes in it. All the water rushed out. Then the goat knocked it over.
Nothing in there.
The goat went to the second, medium water bucket and knocked it over.
Nothing in there.
The goat went to the third water bucket, which was small enough to look into, appreciated his own reflection, and drank all the water.
I didn't realize how thirsty and hungry I was. Surely there must be something here that's a clue. What are the llamas up to?
Then the goat noticed there were 3 shallow depressions in the grass. It was the beds of the 3 llamas' fluff. There was a big outline. That must be Grand Llama Fluff's bed, Medium Llama Fluff's bed, and Small Llama Fluff's bed. The goat went to the first bed and dug around with his hooves, wrecking the bed and filling it with rocks.
Nothing in there.
The goat went to the Medium Llama's bed and chomped all the grass very short so it would be scratchy to sleep on. He found no clues.
Nothing in here.
The goat went to examine the Small Llama Fluff's bed. It was very small and very soft. He could tell just by lying down. There was nothing hidden in the bed. Before he could say,
Nothing in here.
he was fast asleep. At this point, you should be wondering about where the llamas went and when they would come back, because they are already on their way back and they are almost here.
We are almost home.
And no sign of the goat.
Hush! Do you hear something?
Is that snoring?
It was snoring. The goat was still asleep. The llamas were getting closer. They discovered that the piles of grass, which was all of their food, were all destroyed. Someone has been into my grass pile. They scattered it everywhere.
Someone has been into my grass pile too. They scattered it everywhere.
Someone has been into my grass pile and they ate it all up.
Ate it all?
All?
The llamas then noticed that all their clean water was spilled and wasted. Someone drained my water bucket and poked it full of holes.
My water bucket was spilled.
Someone drank all of my water.
All the water ruined. The llamas were so distressed by the spoiled grass and the wasted water. They were confused, sad, and angry. And then they discovered the state of their beds. My bed is filled with rocks!
My bed has been chomped to rough stubble.
My bed is filled with a sleeping goat. The goat who wrecked everything.
The goat was still asleep, and the llamas were very angry, but also gentle and quiet. They lifted the goat from Small Llama Fluff's bed. They walked the goat to the edge of the pasture, a small cliff overlooking a cactus patch, with a large cactus the llamas like to call St. Paul's. The goat woke up with the llamas above him and the cactus below him. The goat was mostly unhurt by the fall, but the spine from the St. Paul's cactus got stuck in his foot.
Ow!
He limped away, trying to figure out how he can get rid of the cactus in his hoof, but that is a story for another time. The llamas filed a report with the local authorities and sued the goat for property damage and emotional distress. So you see, sometimes you just need to give people their own space.
Okay. Thanks for the story. I think I'll go play in my room now.
Sometimes your room is my favorite place in stay-at-home place.
I'm so glad I get to see your face. Welcome everyone.